Hey everyone, just want to start out this video by saying I'm 17. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but I just wanted to say that first, just because, I'm young, and some of you guys who are watching this, whoever finds these videos, are you might be younger than me, older than me, or it might be a lot older than me. But I kind of want to make a little series, I guess, of me kind of talking about relationships and heartbreak and all that type of life stuff. And I kind of just wanted to do that, so I feel like some of y'all can connect to this. And I feel like a lot of people my age or even older, younger than me, could have gone through an exact or very similar experience to me. So the reason I'm even doing this is because I just got out of my first actual kind of relationship, I guess. It only lasted a month, so which, I mean, it doesn't sound like that's not a long time, but honestly I kind of feel like the time is just irrelevant to what this relationship actually was, because the time it doesn't always matter, I feel like. But it definitely hit way harder than I thought it actually would, and I didn't even realize how deeply I cared about this person and how much it affected me until it was over. And I kind of just want to share my experience. Someone else out there can learn from it, or at least know that if they've gone through something similar, they're not alone, and I've experienced it too. And I won't use her name, just for privacy reasons and out of just some basic respect. But me and this girl actually knew each other years ago, probably in 7th grade, and I'm going to be a senior this year. But we were friends back then, and it was nothing more than that. Kind of was just a regular friendship, I suppose. But like happens with people, we just grew apart over time because of school stuff and other stuff like that. Nothing bad happened through that, nothing bad or anything. We just stopped talking, as sometimes that'll happen in life with people and friends. And fast forward to probably 3-4 years later, I'd say, we ended up in 2 of the same classes in the second half of the year. And one day it just felt supernatural. We just started talking and hanging out again, and then one thing led to another and we got closer, and that's kind of where all of this starts, really. So for this video, I kind of just want to give you guys the backstory of the years ago that we met. We actually met, and kind of just how it changed and evolved, and why this mattered to me so much. And I'm gonna go into how things actually became more than just a friendship when we started being friends again, and what it was like when we were together, and eventually how that all ended. And I'm not trying to sit here just to paint myself as the victim, because that's not what I want to do at all. And I'm not gonna sit here and bash her and just say oh yeah, completely her fault. That's not how that works. And hopefully I can give y'all again something real to connect with. So even if you've been through heartbreak, or something similar to it, like loss, or you're going through it right now, kind of like how I am, I hope some of the stuff I cover and talk about will be relatable and hit you in some kind of way. So here's how it really all started. Second semester of junior year rolls around, and I remember one day I was just kind of sitting there, not really paying attention, of course, and my teacher said something dumb or silly. He's a passionate guy, I'll be honest, and it was just kind of one of those moments where you look around and then just kind of make eye contact with anyone, really, and you just kind of smile and laugh. And it was with her, so we both laughed at the same time, and it was just kind of completely natural that we both happened to look in each other's direction, because of just knowing the history there of because we used to be friends years and years ago. This started happening more and more, just eye contact and laughter, and honestly I thought completely nothing of it in the moment. It was just funny little things that would happen. But I mean, after some more days and stuff, and more activities in classes and stuff, I remember this super specific moment. Our teacher had us write something in a paper, and then you just crumple it up and throw it in the middle of the room. And I would do that, and then I walked up to go grab one, and then she made a dumb comment to me or something about it, and that was just that. And then I started noticing that she was actually in another one of my classes, a study hall class. I think one day I moved over and kind of talked to her a little bit. And I also remember very vividly, because this is kind of funny, but I would like never charge my Chromebook for school, and it was always dead. So it just happened to be that she sat right next to the spot where like the charger was, so I kind of just used that as my excuse to go over there and plug it in, and then just talk to her for like the entire class period. And then like little conversations started growing out of it. Then I started talking to her and hanging out with her in study hall, and this probably went on for a month or two. And at this point, I mean, I was starting to get like a little closer to her, but I had never thought of like, I never had intentions of like trying to force something more, or just like waiting around hoping that something would happen. Like I never had the intention of trying to be with her at this point in time. So I'm thinking about by late March, things between us really started to feel kind of like different and special in a way. You know, we would not hang out outside of school at this point yet, but we would hang out at school. And I remember like how exciting that was for me, because it like I just felt like I had a genuine like connection with her, like so quick, like completely by accident and naturally. And during that time, everything like it just like felt so new and like foreign to me at this point. Like I wasn't so sure of like my feelings to her, and I still saw her as just like a good friend. But I would be lying if I didn't have the thought in my head of like, yeah, this definitely does feel like something else in a way. And it's crazy because like even like my friends started seeing it, and they were like, yo, that's awesome, bro. It's like they would be like, so what's going on with that or something, and I'm like, oh, you know, just a friend. And obviously they would never believe me about it, but it truly was just that for like 5-6 months. And I think that's like the part a lot of people forget about when they look back, is like it's not just about it's like the little everyday moments are in like the friendship. It's just like the little laughs and stuff, and the inside jokes that were made with it that really made that connection so natural and just like so quickly evolving. And honestly, just like hanging out with her and like existing with her, it just felt like so right and so natural, even though it was just a complete normal friendship. And I think that's what makes it just like so strong and powerful, is what we built before, plus on top of the fact that we had that slight history beforehand too. And I also did get close to a lot of other people through her, like her friend, and then I got closer to her too, and then eventually we would all just be hanging out together too. Then by this point in time, and you know, April rolls around, and I've never felt like time has gone so fast, but everything feels so like amazing and good. Like this is probably one of the happiest times of my life, I'll be honest. But honestly, I was still like pretty unsure of my feelings towards her at this point. Like I didn't fully know if I liked her in that kind of way yet, but like I would be lying if I said like I didn't feel it in any way at all, but I would never admit it to anyone. But I knew that we did get along like extremely well. But you know, obviously there had to be some kind of mutual interest there, because like, let's be real, in this generation you don't just see like a dude and a girl just hang out all the time. Like we would skip class together, like just us. And you know, you like people will look at that and then see that there has to be some type of feelings developing, even if you're just hiding it. And people started noticing that, and I would always be so like humble about it and be like, oh no, you know, it's because of what like we had before, and it's just like, you know, I would always say that. But like deep down I kind of felt like I knew that it was off, but not in like the bad type of way. Looking back on it, April was like kind of that phase where things were like kind of blurry, because it wasn't just about hanging out in class anymore. It really felt like we were both making an effort to choose to be around each other, even when like we didn't exactly have to. And I remember certain days she would text me to ask to hang out like after school, and I was like, huh, obviously I didn't think it was weird because I wanted to hang out with her too. But I was thinking to myself, would a girl really reach out to some dude that they don't like to hang out? And I was like, there's no way. So that's like, I feel like that's one of the biggest indicators to tell, is like through all the mixed feeling, like the mixed, you know, stuff like that. I feel like that's one of the biggest clues to you guys out there. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I feel like that's for sure like a big indicator. And then I kind of started to realize whenever, like, whether I admitted it to myself or not, she was not just like another friend to me. And then like I felt like something more was building there. And then towards the end of April, that's when we had our prom roll around, and that's when things kind of really hit me. Because I mean, like, a lot of people like to say prom is such like a big deal, but honestly, I don't really think people care about prom like that much. People kind of just go for fun or just for a silly experience. Like, I feel like not a lot of people take it that seriously, which is like, whatever. It's basically just a school hangout. But it definitely was like a good memory maker for me, at least. And I feel like, you know, that's kind of like hopefully a lot of people's experiences too with prom. But I also did start to see her like kind of differently too, during prom and especially after, because it's already been a while since we've just been casual friends, and then building into more, of course. Then came the prom, and honestly, it was like such a like deeply personal night for me. And I remember when because like our table was like on an upstairs part, and I remember she came up those stairs and I was looking at her and I saw her in her dress, and I was just like, wow, she's just so beautiful. Like, I thought I was just completely out of it, like completely out of her league, honestly. And it wasn't even just the looks. I know it's kind of, some people think that's what it's all about, but like, I liked who she was back. Like, I liked who she was to me back then, and like the way that she treated me with kindness, the way like she was just silly, and just like all of that. And that's what I was falling for, honestly. And I remember we were all sitting at the table there with all my friends and her, and I think they could already tell that I liked her, even though I would never admit it. And when she sat down, she sat right next to me, and I even matched my tie to her dress color, because I was asking them what her dress color was gonna be. And I thought I was being some like slick, oh yeah, she don't even notice. But really, I was just trying to show that like I cared in a small way. And for some reason, I just had like the strongest urge to be like a complete gentleman that night. Obviously for prom, but I kind of just wanted to as well. Like, she said she was thirsty, and I instantly got up to get her a drink, and her friend too. And at dinner, I even helped put food on her plate, which maybe that seems a little extra, but I really wanted to like do that. I don't even know, just the little things. Another thing that like my friends were also telling me about is like, she said she was cold a lot, and I guess I completely missed that hint. I'm shallow, I guess, and I didn't even realize until my friends pointed it out later, and then they were roasting me for like a week straight about it. But I'll be real, it did get to my head, and I'll be honest, I actually did almost cry, like, because I felt like I lost my chance with her over some like big event or something. And it really was like, looking back on it, it was over just something so small. Like it didn't matter at all. It didn't ruin anything at all, and that night still mattered. And honestly, the drive home with one of my boys just like meant so much to me. Like, he had just gone through a breakup with a 3-year relationship, and we were having like a deep conversation about that, and he was telling me like, I'd rather you be sad and like cry to me about it. I mean, not in that way, but you know, let yourself be there, like, or let yourself talk to people and let people be there for you. Because I know you guys have people out there who would want that, and literally want you to listen to them, I guess. And yeah, he was saying, I'd rather you be sad and you know, tell me about this stuff than rather just like sit alone in suffering. And yeah, that really hit me deep that night, and that conversation genuinely like made us closer. Like, I could feel it, you know what I'm saying? And it also showed me it showed me even more like it's okay to open up how you really feel to people, you know. I don't feel shame in doing that. Please don't, because I promise you it is not good to just keep everything to yourself forever. Alright, well, thank you guys for listening to that little rant for this first part. I'm gonna be doing, like I said, of course I'll be talking about this over a few other videos, just because like there's like a whole like story for me really, and like kind of like a phase and part of my life, as I said before. So I'll continue this story for you guys very soon.